Should watch the Madison for so many reasons.
It is an ode to Montana and the land and connection.
It's the greatest cast I've ever worked with.
It's a family story about love and loss and redirecting yourself.
I have a very small window to make decisions that feed this and never factor this into the equation. And that's what I'm gonna do.
The way Taylor has written it, it's a bit of a mystery.
It's unlike anything he's ever done.
The Madison, to me, is a story about finding home in a place you least expected it.
When was the last time you saw one of those girls?
One of what?
Sunset.
Hey fam, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your baby girl AE. So today we're going to be talking about a series titled The Madison. It's a series that shared into two parts. The first three parts released on the 14th of March 2026, and the remaining parts will be released 21st of March 2026. So according to reports, season 2 was released ahead of the season premiere in August 2025. So automatically we know that there's going to be season 2. So it's not going to be cancelled. Fingers crossed. But The Madison is a new Western television series created by Taylor Sheridan for Paramount Plus. Apparently, Taylor Sheridan was also a writer of the series Yellowstone, right? So the series followed the Claiborne family, who originally are from New York City, and they relocate to the Madison River Valley of the southwest Montana for emotional recovery, following a major life-changing tragedy that both shocks the family permanently. I mean, the changes, everyone knows that when someone passes on in a family, old or young, it causes a lot of drifts. Everybody mourns and grieves in different ways, right? So it was really a lot. So we actually have the cast as Michelle P. Fifi. I don't know if that's pronounced correctly, but she acted as Stacy Claiborne as a family matriarch. We have Kurt Russell as Princeton Claiborne, which is Stacy's husband. We have Matthew Fox as Paul Claiborne, Princeton's brother. We have Bill Garrett as Abigail Reese, Stacy and Princeton's elder daughter. We have Ellie Chapman as Paige, their younger daughter. We have Patrick J. Adams as Russell, that's Paige's husband. We have Amy Miller as Abigail's first daughter, that's Princeton and Stacy's first grandchild. Then we have Alana Pollack as Abigail's second child, and Kevin Zegers as Cade, their neighbor at the ranch. Direct, which is Christiana Alexandra Varus. So this series got me in my feelings, right? Aside the fact that there are some comedic elements in between, it still got me in my feelings. It messed with me. Well, before I go into all that, we have producers and executive producers: Taylor Sheridan, Christian Alexandra Varus, Michelle Kors, Keith Kors, Michael, a lot of them. So first of all, I am going to say that the cast is fantastic, even though the beginning was a bit of a shock. I know I was expecting drama and all, but I mean, seeing the very first scene and everything, it was just I just wanted to see how it went, and then the police interrogation, asking her and all that. But that aside, I liked the way everyone would speak, to see that they're like high class in the society and all. Everything was just surreal. The emotions, first of all, got me in my feelings. I actually shed a tear at that point in time, because I'm like, oh my god, like nobody ever has to go through that, right? And also seeing that, because I also felt that, okay, they were rich, so obviously there was going to be a little bit of attitude from the children, right? But seeing that they also respected the mom and the parents as a whole, it was good to see. But I mean, Stacy, acted by Michelle Pfeiffer, she's so good. I mean, they made the right choice choosing her as Stacy. You could really feel for her, like going from a very sophisticated New York socialite to having to navigate her life in the middle of Montana after losing her husband, after the death of her husband. It's never really an easy task for someone to go through. And then Kurt Russell and Matthew Fox, who play the brothers perfectly too, like bringing the mix of family loyalty and obviously the tension you expect. But it was just so cool that even as much as Princeton wasn't living in the middle of nowhere in Montana, he still had a relationship with his brother, right? And they were really good. Like it was just there. And then the younger actors, the children, they played their roles perfectly well. I mean, it was so good to see how everyone blended in. And then let's just add the entire family energy at the cabin, and then the people they met along the way. Their neighbor who worked at the ranch close by. It just felt real in, like everything was meant to be natural for me. It was just a perfect mix of everything. It was good. Also, I would say that the way the shots was, it was cool. First of all, when the Princeton and his brother Paul, the places they went to, right? If I'm being honest, I kind of knew that something was going to happen at the beginning, because when the storm kept coming around, and because I think the very first part when Paul asked Princeton, "Can we leave?" In my head, my response was yes at that time. But when he said what he said, I was like, okay. So I think I kind of expected that something was going to happen, and yeah, it did. And then it broke me. But then again, the entire synergy, like I could feel it while watching it. I could feel the environment, right? The Montana scenery is just, it's breathtaking. The place where Preston was talking about, the place being Stacy's Valley, like I could literally see the way the river was split into and how natural it would be. And even when the family, they went there and they were throwing stones, and I could really, it was breathtaking to see the big aerial shots of the valleys and the rivers and the cozy intimate moments inside the cabins. I mean, amazing. Like it really drives home a different energy, that you obviously know that the city is different from a very secluded place where there are no much of anything, noise. I mean, do you know how quiet it's going to be up in the cabin, as opposed to where they have been living their entire life in New York? Do you understand? So I think, which is something that Taylor is the sole writer of season 1, and seeing the Madison and every other script he has written, you will know that this is the kind of environment he likes to base his movie in. I mean, very cool and calm. So it's just really exciting to see this at the same time. I think my next shot of this will be the theme in the story. There's a lot of hearts in the themes that they are trying to tackle, right? One is a grief. How different classes try to handle things, how to figure out way to move on, and also to know what matters most in life. That's one of the take I feel. Like there are stuff that really hits home, like stories like this that focuses more on the characters than just the acting scenes. You could see how there were regrets. One thing I always like to say is try to do things with people when they are present, because you never really know when someone leaves. I think they also try to address a lot of things in the movie. The part where Stacy held a gun and Kate was telling her, oh no, I don't think this is the right way to go. They are like issues that were being solved. So you have to literally pay attention to get the entire theme of the series. So there's how there are themes of how you should always be there, be present. You could also see when Abigail was talking about how they were never there for their dad. Like, they only needed him when they needed someone to talk to, a therapist, a bank, a cheerleader, but they were never really there. So she's saying that to Paige, telling her that you cannot compare their mother's hurt with their own hurts, because she's been with him from 19 to 65. So you can imagine how many years that, I think she said they were married for over 39 years. So spending that much time with someone, living in the house every day. So it's like a lot of things being mixed in. So the theme is, for me, always be present in one's life, because you never really know when it's going to be gone. You never really know what the next thing is. You might just be, I mean, he was planning on going back home, and guess what? That's how life is. You might prepare one day and say, oh, you're going somewhere, and then you never return, and literally that's like the end of it. So I liked how she had her regrets. She also had the regrets of how they trained their children, and how she kept telling the husband that they need to stand on their own. They shouldn't always depend on them. So yeah, a lot of things were being tackled in the series, which I actually liked. And I know people will also say that the story feels a little bit simple. Like, a lot of stuff that city folks like are struggling with outhouses or not having internet. Obviously, we always see that, right? And sometimes also feels like they're pushing a little too hard to make a small town life seem better than a city, which sometimes might be true if you're thinking of peace of mind. If you're tired of the hustle and bustle, that can be true. But then again, it also comes off a bit heavy-handed, because not everybody can survive, especially when you're being used to a particular lifestyle for years. And then I also think that the plane crash that sets everything in motion from the very beginning, they couldn't really say much about it, right? Because of the restrictions, that they don't have as much depth as it should probably have been. But then again, I felt like they should have allowed us to see a little bit of life before everything just went up in flames. I mean, we should have gotten to maybe half or more than half of episode 1, but maybe I feel like since it's just going to be 6 episodes and it just gave us the first 3, they needed everything to be hush hush and rush. But what do I know? Also, you can see that where things are going, like from the very beginning. So if you've watched other shows by Sheridan, like the Yellowstone Universe, the 1883, the 1923, the 66, then his TV Empire, the Mayor of Kingston, Tulsa King, Lioness, Landman, and alongside their acclaimed films like Sicario and The Wind River, you will know how he projects his movies, how his movies actually seem, right? So if you know him, you will know that this is kind of his pattern. You will recognize it from a mile away. But I think other people feel like it conflicts pop up and gets resolved in ways that feel the same, like pretty familiar. So even how the family grows and changes emotionally, it sometimes feels like it happens too fast. Like we are missing part of how they got there. I mean, I know that people like to see like a long system of how things get elongated and all, but that's usually how it always seems like. And to be very honest, it's hard not to compare this series to Yellowstone. They look a bit similar. It's the beautiful scenery. The Madison just doesn't have the same edge or the high stakes drama like Yellowstone. And then a lot of people are saying that it's like a bit softer less intense version of what we used to, or what we're used to from Taylor. But in overall, I really like this series. It's just relates to a lot of things for me. Painful, self-growth, how to handle things in the family when someone is gone. But this is just the first 3 episodes of the Madison. We're here to see how the story goes from there. Want to see how the funeral is going to take place. I'm actually not even looking forward to the remaining 3 episodes. I'm looking forward to how the season 2 will be, because they're off to a great start. I just hope that the story doesn't get messed up along the way. I'm just hoping for something better, for something good. And I know, as far as me not comparing it so much to Yellowstone or US Marshals or any of that, I'm just hoping that this story gives us the best of its best. It's off to a great start. I actually liked it. Slow paced, but everything is going how it should go. So guys, try and see the Madison. 3 episodes for now. Expecting the remaining 3 in on the 21st. I was just wishing that it gave us maybe 8 episodes. I mean, but beggars have no choice to take what we see up until where we get to see season 2. But I think everybody should watch this. Everybody should actually watch this. You would love it. Alright guys, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and watch the Madison. It's amazing. Great, sad. I cried a lot for the first 3 episodes. So yeah, thank you so much.